Hello, my dear subscribers and channel viewers. If you think that astronauts and cosmonauts do not confirm a meeting with a UFO, then you are wrong. Soviet pilot, twice hero of the Soviet Union, a pilot of the Vostok 4 spacecraft and commander of the Soyuz 14 spacecraft, Pavel Popovich has repeatedly given an interview on this issue, and I prepared the translation of his interviews about it. That is special for you, my dear subscribers and channel viewers. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. I looked out the window and saw an object of such a triangular shape. The bright white one that was above us. It is really an isosceles triangle. Scientists quickly calculated that approximately one side is about 100 meters. What is an isosceles triangle? Such an aircraft does not exist on Earth that it can fly in profile. Triangle. And even more wild to the point of impossibility. We fly over the ocean. I'm sitting at the porthole. We had a large delegation. It was Academy of Sciences. Someone tells me to look out the window. A little so, maybe 10 degrees. Slightly up at a distance, as for example, within determined 1.5 kilometers. Flying isosceles triangle of bright white color. There is no sign of any engine work, nothing. I personally myself, the only time I met with something incomprehensible that we could not explain. UFO he happened to watch from the window of a passenger plane. Popovich was flying from Washington to Moscow. And suddenly I noticed, looking out the window, that we were flying to at an altitude of about 10,200 meters. Above us about 1,500 parallel course flying triangle. Straight right triangle. Triangle isosceles, very bright white. The delegation of the Academy of Sciences was returning on this flight. Scientists followed the glowing triangle and built versions. The object overtook the liner and disappeared from view only an hour later, but the passengers did not determine what it was. An unidentified flying object, and it couldn't be compared to anything else. It doesn't look like an airplane at all, because it's a triangle. The plane can't do that. In the 90s, Pavel Popovich headed the All Union, the Ufological Association, which was engaged in the study of extraterrestrial life forms. His passion was not only not laughed at, but also help at the highest level. The KGB sent Pavel Popovich a whole folder of UFO reports, but it didn't reach the Cosmonaut. The blue folder is the documents of the KGB, that they were declassified in 1991 on the instruction of the deputy head of the KGB, Nikolai Sham. These documents were declassified at the request of the then organization engaged in the study of UFOs and sent to his address. The blue folder was sold by employees of the ufological organization to Western intelligence officers for 500 German marks. Copies of the documents have sold millions of copies in the European press, but in post-perestroika Russia, they knew nothing about them. researcher Michael Gerstein returned the papers to his homeland. The documents confirm that there was a special resolution of the Central Committee of the CPSU on the participation of law enforcement agencies in collecting information about UFOs. The facts were checked by scientists from the Institute of Space Research. 10% of the cases could not be explained. In all probability, there is something. In the blue folder, there are no shocking encounters with humanoids, only the military's observations of incomprehensible objects in the sky. To deny the existence of UFO is pointless. They are seen by hundreds of people. For example, on the official website of the Ministry of Defense of the United Kingdom, there are hundreds of declassified UFO sightings, and none of them confirm the existence of extraterrestrial life. This is done primarily in order to save the UK Ministry of Defense from a headache. Because there is a Freedom of Information Act, under this law, any citizen can demand the declassification of documents that do not cause damage. At the same time, when declassified national security near Earth, the air speciality of the presence of unidentified objects can be explained by atmospheric anomalies between the probes of the scout ships. However, there are no such phenomena in a near space, and the flying saucer is clearly of extraterrestrial origin. Pavel Popovich was sure of it. And that's all for today. Like and subscribe. Post your comments.